Hey guys, what's up? It has been quite a long time since I've been on here, and I wanted to come on real quick, and I kind of just wanted to keep like an informal sort of like chit chat with you guys. There's something that I've been thinking about basically, and it's accountability. I feel like a lot of people aren't necessarily being accountable and truthful and realistic with themselves. And I'm not talking about expectations. I'm talking about when it comes to your health and your body and what you're trying to do. So what I mean is, if you are saying to yourself like, oh, I'm not really achieving this, or I'm not really getting to this point or something, and you're talking with somebody or they're asking you some of these things like, oh, are you doing this? Are you doing that? And, like maybe you just want to, make it sound good for the doctor, or make it sound good to your friends, or make it sound good to your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. That doesn't do you any good. So if you are telling somebody or telling even yourself one thing, but you're not actually doing that, it's going to hurt you in the long run. So if you're like, well, yeah, oh yeah, I work out like 4 to 5 days a week, and when I work out an hour. That sounds good. That sounds nice. That's like what somebody would want to hear, right? Your doctor would want to hear that, or your friend or your significant other would want to hear that. But are you actually doing that? Is it 4 or 5, or is it maybe 2 to 3? But sometimes you're busy, so you don't do it, and it's like an hour. But does that like mean you get to the gym and you leave and that's like 1 hour, but you didn't take in the time you're going to the locker, you're going pee, you're stretching, you're doing all these things, and that's burning up like 20 minutes or something as well too. So now we're only working out for 40 minutes and 2 to 3 days, not 1 hour, 4 to 5 days. So if you're not achieving, and I don't want to say achieving your goals, but if you're thinking about trying to like do something and you set yourself up a plan, okay? Really the only way to know if what you're doing is working or not is having some kind of a consistency. And at least for like a month, like you got to do something for at least a month, like pretty consistently at the minimum, to really like see any kind of difference. And if you're all over the place and you're not doing anything with any consistency, how do you know where to go after that month? Right? So if you're like, well, I don't know, I'm kind of doing this some days and this kind of, and blah, 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 and everything else. Well, if after the month you're doing something and you say like, gosh, well, I don't really, it's kind of working, but sort of not, like, where do you go? Because you don't have any consistency. If you say, I'm working out 5 days a week for exactly 1 hour, and you do that for a month, then see where you're at after the month. And then you say, okay, now I have a baseline to work with. This is what I've been doing. And maybe it's been working here, maybe it's not been working there, but now you have somewhere to go off of. It comes into play with working out, but I'm taking that into a food area too. So when you're like, well, I eat pretty good, it goes in the same category, in the same thing. Like, are you actually eating well? Are you eating greens every day? Are you eating whole foods? Are you sticking to, a good diet? Are you drinking the water, enough water like you're supposed to be, doing all these different things? So it's really an overall kind of a factor that comes into play. But you have to start somewhere, and you have to do certain things from a consistent basis to know where you're going to. And that includes vitamins and minerals and stuff like that too. That's why I go in, I tell you guys, I've said it before, you go in once a year, at least once a year, for a full blood workup check on all your stuff. Make sure you're checking your D and your B12 levels and your iron, all these different things. And so when you get those results, you can look at them and say, okay, I know what I've been taking or what I've been doing or not doing. So now I have a background of why I have these results. Now I can make a change going forward. So then you can go in 6 months, or you can make your change and you can go back in a year or 3 months or whatever you want to do and say, hey, look, like I adjusted my vitamin D pills, or I adjusted my B12, or I adjusted this, or I adjusted that, and it worked. Or it helped a little bit. So now maybe, you know where to kind of like change it and adjust it and stuff. I go in, I don't know, every March or April, whatever, I just got my blood test done. from the year before, and I adjusted some things in my diet and I saw them change. So that is like basically what I want to kind of like drive home today, is accountability, having a background or a base to like know what you've been doing, so when you see results or lack thereof, you know where to go. I don't know if I'm being too vague or not like that, but basically you need to take that into your workouts, your food intake, and also any vitamins and supplements and stuff that you are taking. Hopefully that helps. I don't really know. I can't like necessarily go into detail about every single thing, because you basically know kind of like what I'm talking about. You're either working out or you're not. Like, it's either you're working out for 20 minutes or you are working out for an hour, like whatever the case may be. Same with the food stuff. So anyways, hopefully this puts it in a realistic perspective back on you. And it's not trying to be hard on you or anybody else, but it's just like, look, just be real with yourself. Be true to yourself, because it's not going to do you any good if you're lying to yourself or lying to somebody else. It's your body. It's your thing, you know? And so, yeah, that's about it. So anyways, I will talk with you guys later, and thanks for watching. Okay.